What up, my fellow Earthlings? My name's Candy, and I've come in the form of a punk rock pixie today to talk to you all about the true root of all evil, the corporate structure. A corporation can be defined as a group of individuals, including owners, directors, presidents, managers, and employees, who work together to maximize the profits of those who own stake in the company. Corporations, by design, value their own profit over everything else, including human health and the environment. Corporations first emerged from the Industrial Age in 1712 when a water pump invented by Thomas Newcomen was first used in coal mines to increase the amount of coal extracted from the earth while decreasing the time and manpower that it takes to extract it. This began the race towards progress, which in reality just meant more and more efficient ways to generate greater income for corporate interests. Early corporations were considered a gift from the people. They had state-issued charters which dictated what they could do, how long they could operate, and the amount of capitalization permitted per project. In finance, capitalization refers to the sum of a corporation's stock, long-term debt, and retained earnings. Corporations could not own other corporations, and every shareholder was liable for any damages caused by the company. But behind the scenes, the greed was lurking. Former slaves presented 19 cases to the Supreme Court demanding that all persons, regardless of race, be granted the same set of rights, including life, liberty, and property. At that same time, corporate lawyers who sought to remove these states' constraints presented 288 cases demanding that corporations were also granted those same rights. A good lawyer can argue any point well, including who and what can be defined as a person. And the Supreme Court ended up ruling in favor of both, so both African Americans and corporations are now legally people. This created a limited liability where an entire organization of people can only be penalized as one immortal individual. They can buy and sell property, sue and be sued, borrow money, donate to politicians and police, buy ads in elections, and own a business just like every other citizen of America. Yet they have no soul to save and no body to incarcerate for any of the crimes that they commit. So the chances of getting caught and paying fines versus the potential profit of a particular act then becomes a business decision. As a result, companies often know about the risks presented by the collection, manufacturing, distribution, and short and long-term usage of their products, yet continue to choose to do nothing, because they will only alter their business affairs if the public becomes aware of the risks that their actions present, because each dollar that you give them is basically your permission slip for the organization to continue operations as they are. Corporations are designed to be only concerned by quarterly profits, as they have a fiduciary duty of loyalty to their shareholders who own stake in the company. They are expected to put the welfare and best interest of the corporation above their own personal or other business interests, including human health and the environment. If it is provable in court that they aren't doing that, the shareholders may then sue the corporation for their negligence. This particular business strategy has directly led to what is probably the most pivotal moment that caused the rapid acceleration of climate change. In the 1980s, ExxonMobil, after doing almost a decade of research on the subject, decided to end its research and push all of its funding towards a mass misinformation campaign to skew the climate data in the public eye so that the company's profits would not be negatively impacted in the short term by government and public taking action on this global crisis. They had the opportunity to spearhead a new green energy movement, having more climate data than anyone else on Earth in 1977 and a large budget to start with. They could have literally saved the Earth by simply changing their business model to include renewables. Instead, they chose to continue to destroy the planet for short-term financial gain. Extractive industries are accelerating climate change at a rapid rate, and the real cost of doing business is suffered by the people, plants, and animals that often have absolutely nothing to do with the actual sales transaction of the products. The air and the waters are being polluted, people are being born with mutations, living their lives overworked and obese, and dying of cancer. Our forests are being clear-cut, our beloved animals are becoming extinct, and our Earth is being plundered for no other reason than fast money for a few people who already have more money than they even know what to do with. America is considered a prosperous nation. However, a country's GDP is almost entirely representative of the amount of money large corporations earn each year and has absolutely nothing to do with the actual prosperity of the people within a nation. If corporations were instead legally required to place the needs of the citizens, workers, and the environment above the quarterly profits of shareholders, we would not need to change much else in our system to save this planet. If something triggered this change in the law, many CEOs would no longer be chained to their current business model and would choose to make the necessary changes to save their Earth on their own accord. The most effective way to ensure that these changes are implemented would be with the pressure created by a mass social movement, forcing politicians and corporations to change their priorities. This is no easy task because corporations are global and our government is not. However, a conversation must be started with the president and congressional staff to create this law immediately. This is by far the single most important time in human history. If you're mad about the way things are right now, let me ask you something real for a second. What are you doing about it? I'm serious. What are you actually doing about it? In the words of Al Gore, how long are we going to sit back and say, gee, well maybe some genius will think of some miracle? No matter who you are, there's always something you can do, and the power to change the future lies within all of us. If there's any purpose to our lives, it is to do all that is within our power to save this planet from the apocalyptic hell created by corporate greed. I hope that you will find your place in the revolution as you contemplate over these videos that I'm providing for you. Do your own research, meditate, and keep growing daily. I am forever in solidarity with you. Long live the Earth! Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed my content, please like and subscribe, and definitely hit that notification button so that you can see my awesome content every single week. Thanks so much, guys. I love you very, very much, and I appreciate you so much.